Next, let's talk about new recruits that are added to the guild, new players that are added to the guild that show up on the EPGP. So again, we'll do EPGP, and we will see a list of names. And as you go through, all of them actually have some sort of value. Currently, Manatide does not, but he hasn't been to a raid yet, and he's ranked Raider. But everybody else, well, Dreamfall is ranked member, but they've been to a raid because obviously they have GP since they've earned some item. But everybody else listed here is a Raider. Well, actually, I guess I'm wrong. Hacksign is a member. He's been to a raid, but he doesn't show up often enough to be ranked as a Raider. Bubble Me Pink, again, is a Raider. Has been to raids enough time. And but hasn't been in a while because obviously the 10% decay happens all the time. And this guy just joined. So if we go into the guild information, we go to the roster, and just for instance, I will just find a random person. We'll take this person, and I will remove from the officer note, and I'll leave it blank. So now when you do EPGP, that person shows up as a recruit. Now if you get, when we do our lovely massive spam invite and we get like 7,000 people invited to the guild, if we don't update the officer notes, then this will get massively filled up with people that don't rank or rate to get EP. So as officers, we need to constantly peruse this EPGP, and also we need to constantly bounce it off of our roster. So we need to go into the Crusade roster, we need to go into recruits and all the ranks, and in the officer note, if it's a alt, we need to list their officer, their alt's name and officer note, and alt's name and note, and then promote them to alt. But if they're just a recruit that haven't done anything, then we just need to list them as does not raid. Now you'll see that this states that we have guild 57 people that are currently tracked in the EP system. So we click accept there, we close this out, and as soon as we close this out, this drops to 56. So technically there's 56 people that can get EPGP, that are eligible for it. But technically you gotta take off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. So there's technically only 50 people that show up, and even from there it's even less because there's a lot of these guys that aren't really raiders. And then it jumps. So you go to Cleva, Sweet Tea, Derpally, Simcraft, Darien, and then it starts jumping. Ken Swallow, Astral Glide, and Logical, and it just goes up from there. And then of course me at the top, which obviously I'll be going down from there. But it also lists all my alts that are in the guild that actually matter. So that's how we make sure that the EPGP system stays up to date, stays clean, and doesn't become overburdened.